There you are. Oh, I thought we'd have to do the show without you, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasting will be a thrill. Grandpa and chill, grandson and friends. Podcasting Grandpa and chill will be a thrill, grandson and friends. With your hosts, Grandpa Barton, Brandon Fox, Phines Jackson, and Sierra Dawes. This is Grandpa and Chill.
All right, we're live.
Yeah. Phines, we're gonna do Kvetch. What's gonna happen?
Yes.
That's cool with you.
Kvetch.
Oh, cool.
Is that a Kvetch?
Grandpa, microphone. You gotta hold your mic to your mouth.
So are we on now?
Now we're on. Now you can start.
Okay. Well, I'll start out by telling you what I'm annoyed with.
Oh no.
I have this printer I bought about 7 or 8 years ago. A pretty good printer. It's kind of a commercial printer, and it started giving me like streaks on the paper, ink streaks. So it's very heavy, and I finally got it over to a guy today, and he looked at it and told me that I need this and that and the other thing to fix it. And I took it back home. Now, when I took it to him this morning, it ran the paper fine. It just had some streaks. Now it has streaks, and the papers keep jamming. No matter how many times I pull the paper out of the back and the front, it still jams.
Damn.
So now I have a real piece of junk, and I ordered a cartridge for it. So I don't know, you mess around trying to fix something, it ends up costing money, and so that's my complaint for the day. Phines, do you have any complaints?
I'm just upset with the lighting in this room. It's not showing off the angle of the camera, but it's okay.
No cinematography.
That's probably only Kvetch.
It's all good. It'll be great.
Okay.
Brandon, what's your Kvetch?
Cool.
I got sent to collections for medical debt.
Your what?
I got sent the collections for medical debt, so they're gonna fuck up my credit.
Did you say you have an election?
Yeah, so I'm sort of trying to become class president, and it's just me and one other person. But basically, Grandpa, the U.S. medical system's fucked. That's my complaint.
The medical system.
Fucked.
Well, that's what I was going to talk to you about.
Yeah, it's fine. I got it handled. But my mail needs to stop going to that fucking. Yeah.
That's exactly what I had called you before the show, and you didn't answer on purpose.
Talk about my private medical history.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, but I was hospitalized in January, and very fun.
I can barely hear you. This is awful.
What about you, Sierra? You're muted, but
What am I kvetching this week? Maybe just all the dumb COVID things, like people complaining that the president didn't hit his milestone by the 4th while actively doing everything they can to sabotage his efforts to meet his goal on the 4th. Like, I want to do stuff this summer, really messing up my hot girl summer plans because I don't want to catch a plague and die. I mean, I'm pretty sure like the last thing I saw was like the variants. If you're vaccinated, there's nothing showing, right? There's no data right now showing that like the variants will make you sicker. I think it's just easier to get sick. I don't know. But it's annoying.
Well, I had another thing that I'm complaining about.
I want to hear it.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I want to hear it, Grandpa Bart. Tell me.
I have Comcast as my internet provider,
Oh,
TVs, everything,
disgusting.
and they're not cheap at
They're
all.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And we've been having problems with our mail, getting it on time, and this and that. And I do pay my bills on time. Apparently, I missed one of my payments, and I paid it right away as soon as I realized it, because I got a notice. But I never got a bill from them, and I tried to call them. If you've ever tried to get through to a live person there, they'll do everything possible to keep you from talking to somebody. You know, they don't want to hire people, and I spent like 2 or 3 calls, like 20 minutes trying to get through to someone, and you can't. They keep, you have these automated messages telling you to go online and this and that. So that's
Eat it,
another
putas.
thing that really angers me.
Disgusting. Just disgusting. And I'll tell you something else that's getting on my damn nerves. You bring one banana into this house and suddenly it becomes a fruit fly farm. I was fighting one while you guys were doing whatever all that was, and it's just annoying. They just don't stop for some reason. Very hard to find.
Yeah, I hate bugs. Do you guys get a lot of mosquito bites?
No, because I don't go outside.
I get lots of.
I came to California Saturday. I'm covered completely, like welts. It's awful.
Damn.
I never see them.
Well, I have a similar
side-
complaint.
side.
We get mice in the building I'm in.
Yeah, go ahead,
Sorry,
Phines.
go ahead.
I was just saying, this is really not important. Fruit fly is like a hornet, ain't it? It's like the hornets, fruit flies.
Hornets or fruit flies?
Not exactly.
Like they grow into
think so.
hornets?
This is a breed hornet. It's a type of hornet. This is a miniature one.
These are useless. I don't know.
Wait, you're
Okay.
saying fruit flies are baby hornets?
Are they of the hornet
They're not baby
family?
hornets, it's-
It's,
I don't.
it is hornet
that-
family. Yeah.
that's,
I think most hornets are really tiny. Only
I've never heard that.
kill us.
Well,
Are fruit
I have a problem
flies.
with mice. I got to admit it. And my problem is that, I have 4 birds and they leave a mess, and I
Pretty
clean and
sure.
clean and clean. And the mice come
Or
out
fruit
at
flies,
night,
flies.
and they're just very hard to get rid of in this building. Philadelphia has the worst mice problem in the United States.
Damn.
Yeah, it really is. We don't have rats, but we have mice, and they'll come out and run right across your foot or something. It's they're awful.
Well, I would love to compound our technical
Maybe afterwards.
difficulties for today. So, our dear friend Joanna Barboya is waiting in the waiting room.
Let's do it.
All right. Good luck to them.
Joanna. And Joanna.
Boy, Joanna, you have a nice view from your window.
Joanna,
Joanna, why did you do this?
Linus, I have to agree with you about your lighting.
Joanna.
Thank you.
Joanna. Joanna, bro, I'm crying. Joanna, no. Joanna, no. Joanna, stop. Joanna, no.
I didn't do anything.
Oh no, I don't have anything.
I didn't put together what was happening.
I don't have a cotton ball. Joanna, why? As soon as I let her in, all I see are the same exact warnings I got last time. So she's using the exact same devices. And she's not on Chrome.
Did you guys did she got the email? Like, I mean,
She got the email and she got the 7-minute phone call that I spent with her explaining that Riverside doesn't like mobile devices. It doesn't like Safari, Bing, Apple Answers, Yahoo. Doesn't like any of those.
That's the hardest I've laughed in a long time. I'm really
She emailed me. Aw, poor Joanna. She emailed me and said,
You gonna
sorry.
come back on?
No, I don't think so. I think she did tell me last time the only laptop she had was really old, so maybe that's why she's not even bothering with the laptop. I don't know, but
Do we have another guest?
hopefully in a little bit.
we have 5 guests today, Grandpa.
Oh my goodness.
So, okay, we're going to talk about our complaints.
Yeah, let's keep complaining.
Okay.
Did Quillon never come?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
Well, I've been like, I probably gotten emotional and don't really know the facts, but what's this movie actress or singer who is having a lot of problems with the courts having
Britney
her
Spears.
under
Free Britney.
Yeah, Britney Spears.
Let me tell you about Free Britney,
And
okay?
it really makes me upset.
Free Britney is crazy, okay? The Free Britney movement is wild. This woman, like, I only watched the short documentary. I need to, like, get into, like, the YouTube deep dive little documentary series that are on there to, like, get a fuller picture. But, like, it's so crazy. I don't know, because, like, I don't know when it started exactly, but at some point she had allegedly had a breakdown, which I don't even know if I believe anymore, but her family put her in this conservatorship where basically they control all aspects of her life and they control her, like, money and her assets, because allegedly she can't be, you know, she's not responsible enough or she's not well enough to do that for herself. But she's at a point where, like, she can't marry anyone who she wants to. She can't spend her money the way she wants to. Most recently, she said that she wants to have children, but there's an IUD that she's wearing right now. And I don't know how long it's been in there, but she can't even make an appointment to get it removed so that she can have children. So effectively, she's being, you know, sterilized at the moment. And, like, basically what was crazy, like, even like a year or two ago, that didn't really occur to me because I don't keep up with Britney Spears. I haven't even been, like, a big fan of Britney Spears really in my life. But, like, a couple years ago, there people were pointing out how she has all these restrictions on her life and she can't make decisions for herself. She can't even, like, you know, use her money or even, like, she can't do anything that she wants to do, really, without permission from the conservatorship. But she can go on tour. She did, like, she had, like, a whole Las Vegas residency. She went on tour a few years ago.
Money. Like, she's making
right.
Money, right? So if she's responsible enough to make millions and millions of dollars.
You're competent enough to travel, go on tour, meet with fans, get into agreements, produce music, sing, perform, dance, but not spend your own money. Like,
I
that's
people, I think a lot of people are just living off of her and they don't want to give it up. The lawyers and some family members, you know, are living off her income, and just seems so unbelievable to me. Either the judge is corrupt or stupid. I just don't understand this whole thing, because she just had a hearing and she's still under the conservatorship.
So I saw that was more like an informal request, and so they do have to file. I think after that they did file, or they at least started the actual formal court proceedings to try to put an end to the conservatorship. But but I agree, like, it's insane. Just the stories that you've heard and like just the things that you see, the fact that her family, seemingly everyone in her family is named either Jamie or Lynn, and then there's just the one Brittany, and none of them have anything really to say about this. Like, her sister had like some piss poor response last week about how she just wants her to be happy, and just because we don't see her, talk about things in public doesn't mean that she doesn't support her sister. If your sister is trapped in a conservatorship, you should be able to say definitively, I know that's not true, or I know that's true, and I'm going to tell everybody about this so that she can get out of this crazy situation. It's bizarre.
I read that her sister is the only one that,
if you say that,
living off of her.
What'd you say, Phines? There's just a little lag. There's like a few there's like a 5 or 7 second lag is all.
I was just saying, like, maybe she's not saying things because she's getting some of that allowance money. The sister. Exactly. Yeah.
It's crazy. Disappointing. I was a big Zoe 101 fan. Never again. Never again.
I didn't think the government ever had a right to tell a woman, let's say, that she can't have a child or this or that. I just doesn't make sense to me, the whole thing.
No. Bizarre.
So what's happening with you, Brandon? Anything making you upset? You did mention one thing. Anything your complaint can complain about?
I'm just very, very tired, a little jet lagged. Tired.
I can't hear you. Where were you? I heard jet lag. That's all.
I'm in Los Angeles right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you belong, in Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you look like it.
A little something until the end of the month.
Why are you in Los Angeles? I can barely hear you.
I'm filming a little something till the end of July, so I'll be here.
Oh,
for
okay, great.
Another 3 weeks.
That's great.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Do you have a decent part?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
That's my complaint.
Can you talk about it, or is it something that be under wraps? What you're doing?
I'll tell you about it off air.
Yay! Secrets. I have more news. Not great news, but it can lead us to some quality Kvetch. I just saw this trending on Twitter. It says, federal investigators seized an unusual piece of evidence from a Pennsylvania man indicted last month for his role in the White Terror Capitol terror. So apparently this man, oh no, he's 27. He's not even that old. Okay. He's accused of leading fellow rioters in, quote, one of the most intense and prolonged clashes with officers on the 6th. They found a bunch of firearms in his home.
Wait, this refers to the Capitol thing or no?
Yes. Oh. And along with the firearms, they found a fully constructed U.S. Capitol Lego set.
Oh, wow.
So this so he had a full, he had a scaled model of the building he was planning to commit terror at, which lends credence to the fact that it was a planned terror attack and not just some crazy band of overexcited giddy patriots that just marched over to the Capitol because the president told them to.
That would make a great commercial for Lego.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, full scale terror.
Yeah.
Planar terror, 1, 2, 3.
Getting terrorists caught. Legos.
No, not to getting caught. They raided his house because they figured out who he was and went to his house and found it there.
Yeah, but if he didn't have if Legos didn't exist, they wouldn't have known that it was pre-planned and he wouldn't have gotten indicted. So.
There you go. Yeah. We have a person here. Amazing. Our next person, Stuart.
Grandpa, you take it away. You lead this Kvetch episode.
What is this gentleman's name or lady?
Stuart.
Stuart.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're the only one I can't hear well, Brandon. Phines is coming through okay.
Sierra and Phines, you also feel that?
Sierra's coming through okay.
I'm doing great.
It's fine.
Okay. Stuart? No, I don't see Stuart. Oh. Hi, Stuart.
Stuart.
Good evening.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
Good.
Good. How about yourself?
We're kind of talking tonight about complaints. We call it the Kvetch, which is a Jewish word for complainer. And wanted to know if you have any complaints right now about anything that could be,
how much time you got?
Could be
right?
Politics, whatever.
Give you the episode.
No complaints right now. I don't know. I am a complainer though, so I can't really talk too many bad things. I'll get the job done, but I'm gonna complain about it usually.
What's your go-to complaint?
Wow.
So many. Probably that I'm stressed out. Like something's stressing me out. It's usually my go-to. I think I'm just easily stressed, easily overwhelmed.
Another one.
Was this common? Anyone else?
Well, that's pretty normal in this environment, I think, to get stressed. So,
yeah, definitely.
Nothing unusual about it. I think a lot of people are stressed right now. And I don't know why, because, we're supposedly coming out of this pandemic, yet it seems like there's a lot of...
no. Y'all are fucking it back up again.
Psychologically with everybody. What kind of work do you do? Because you were mentioning something about what do you do?
Well, I'm actually an actor and comedian, but I also do professional stock trading. That's I used to be a financial advisor. Yeah. So now,
can you make any money, or you just get screwed like everybody else?
I like to think I make some money, but I don't know. I'd have to look over the facts.
You know whether you do or not.
No, I do. I do all right.
I do a little trading. It's very hard to time the market. Very hard.
It's hard to time it. You got to do the technical analysis on that bad boy.
Were you involved in the GameStop frenzy?
Yeah, I was. All those meme stocks, eventually, regardless if there's a short squeeze or not, with that many people going to buy them, somebody's going to buy them. The price is going to go up. So yeah, I had a little bit in GameStop, a little bit in GameStop stock, a little bit in BlackBerry. And those were kind of the two that I stuck with.
Did you get out in time, or you're still holding?
Oh yeah, I was a paper-handed bitch. I sold immediately.
Get your money.
What do you think the outlook for this virtual money or whatever? What do you?
Crypto.
What do you think?
Crypto, Grandpa?
Yeah, crypto. Crypto is the future. I mean, it's a decentralized currency. So, our money now has no real backing.
What does that mean?
Basically, it's not controlled by any government.
It means drug money.
How like the U.S. has. It means drug money. That's true.
That helps.
May have ordered one or two things that simulate that. No, it's just decentralized. So, like Canada has the Canadian dollar, U.S. has the dollar. There's pesos, euros, that sort of thing. It's not controlled by any government.
Yeah,
it's not backed by
what do you say about the big crypto crash that's happening? People say it's just going to keep plummeting and not come back up.
I don't know about not come back up. I think now's a good time to buy, or at least let it drop. Buy more. Dollar cost average. Make the most out of your money.
Yeah.
So I have another question. Then, okay, so if crypto is a decentralized currency, then in that sense, how do you stop, or what is the solution to all of these other like short-lived, essentially like crypto scams? Because I that makes sense what you're saying, and like I get bits and pieces of information that help me understand what the hell crypto is, but like I also just keep hearing now about like these different little like quick schemes and people like trying to get everybody to like dump their funds into this thing and then they all pull out, and it's like it's like the centralization sounds like the thing that would stop that.
I mean, yeah, well, I don't know if anybody else wants to talk about this. I'm not an expert by any means.
I was just curious because you said like one thing that made sense. So I was like, please.
I'm usually good for about one thing that makes sense, and then I'm shot. No, so I have noticed these a lot of like YouTubers and influencers, especially, are promoting pump and dumps where they get all these people to drive up the price and then sell out. I mean, besides like new legislator and new laws, I don't really know what else you can do with that because there is really no governing body for crypto.
What do you think the effect of, the Chinese government is really clamping down now on a lot of business interests? How do you think that's going to affect I'm trying to think of, the big companies that are out of China?
I personally, I'm not entirely sure.
Sorry. Stuart's like, I came here to have fun, and now it's like a Fox Business interview.
Wow, okay. I shouldn't have said I'd trade stocks, huh? No, I don't know. The Chinese government's messed up. They're making people disappear. Censorship is rampant. I'm not sure how it'll affect business. It's probably going to hurt anyone who's got suppliers in China if they're clamping down on that, or, really what it is. I'm not too up to date on the whole thing.
We can go lighter. NFTs, do you know non-fungible token?
Oh yeah. I'm familiar.
Do you mind explaining this to my grandfather? He's never heard of it before.
I honestly don't even know how to explain them. I know what they are and that you can purchase them, but are you just buying gifts? What is it?
Grandpa, do you know what a non-fungible token is? Have you heard this on the NFT?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, come on, Brandon, what is
maybe
it?
Next week when I'm not so laggy, I can try to talk about my knowledge of NFTs.
You're doing pretty good right now. Your lag's a bit better.
Just open the door and just yell for everybody to just turn everything off and then just sit back down. Let's go lighter. Stuart, tell me,
if I'm not mistaken,
where are you at? What do you like to do?
I'm so behind. I'm so behind.
Phines is on vacation this week, Stuart,
I don't know when you say go, that's been like 20 years ago.
That's I see
it. It's like in what was that movie? It's like an Interstellar when you get on when they land on a planet for like an hour and 40 years have passed.
Shut up, Brandon. No, Brandon didn't say anything. I just thought that would be funny. Anyways, NFTs.
What is it about NFTs that create so much that use up so much energy that makes them bad for the environment?
What?
That's all I heard when NFTs came out, is that they're hurting the environment because it takes so much energy to create them.
I don't understand that myself.
I'm going to Google it.
It probably takes
Stuart, have you gotten involved in futures at all?
No. I tend to stay away from futures, commodities, that sort of thing. I do options trading, but that's really
what's a future?
You buy puts or calls.
Oh yeah, options. Yeah. That's pretty much. Yeah, I get into that a little bit. Where the real money's at.
Well, I learned a big lesson from it. I had traded stocks since 1961, and stocks are valued at whatever the last sale is. But futures are not, and I didn't realize that. And so, if there's no bid at a time, it could look like the value of it went to zero.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that and took a big hit because of that stupidity.
Trading in the 60s. Oh, sorry. Trading in the 60s must have been wild, though. Didn't you used to get an actual stock certificate? They sent you a big thing in the mail?
You could get them, or you could leave your securities with the brokerage house. Either way.
Cool. I wouldn't mind getting a little certificate every stock I bought.
Well, I think you could still get it if you wanted it. I think you could.
Yeah, I'm sure the hoops are a little bit harder now.
But now people trade, uneven number of shares. So it might make it more difficult.
Yeah, fractional shares would definitely hurt that.
not to sidestep Stuart, but I was curious. You don't handle stress well. I super feel that. I'm right there with you. What's been your stressor this week, today?
Work. I've just had like a bunch of stuff to do. People reaching out. I need to do this, and this. Got to get it all done. Usually have a hard deadline, and then it's realistically that's pretty much the only thing that stresses me out. I don't have too much to complain about, but I'm pretty good at it. Pretty good at complaining.
Do you guys hear Brandon's volume much lower than everyone else's, or is it just me?
It's a little low, I think, just because he doesn't have his usual setup. He's trying his best.
That might not be true.
You could get closer to the mic.
Hey, Grandpa.
He said, "No, the not."
What are you going to hit
That's
me with,
funny.
Brandon?
So even with a 6-second delay, Phines' comedic timing is perfect still. We got post. I'm traveling, and so is Phines, so it's a bit discombobulated compared to usual. But what was it about the stressors?
Oh wait, he said traveling, not flying.
He said traveling.
What did he say? Get someone to translate. I didn't hear it.
I said my arms are tired, but it had nothing to do with flying. You said traveling.
Travel.
Gotcha.
Look, I'm just be quiet. This doesn't. I can't. I'm just gonna say it.
You know what?
sorry.
Phines, keep popping up. Go in the chat, Phines. Go in the chat.
Oh,
Brandon, you said you're in LA. Are you in Hollywood? Or in what particular? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am in Echo Park. Yeah.
Fine.
Los Angeles. So I'll be here till the 31st, and I got here Saturday. So.
How does LA fare versus Atlanta?
It's very interesting. I haven't gotten to explore much, but it is like weird how every person you meet is like an actor, basically.
Yeah.
Like
That's the place for him, man. That Louisiana, Atlanta.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, when I'm in Atlanta, though, I'm an actor, and it's probably like 10-90 overall, the whole city composition. But even here, 50-50, I feel like every person I meet is like, oh yeah, like this is what I'm working on, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Don't not love it here.
I just learned, Brandon, that a relative of yours is fairly successful in the music business.
Yeah, give it up for cousin Joey. Signed a record deal.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Like,
I didn't know he was in music.
Yeah, he's killing. He signed a record deal like over 2 years ago. Yeah, he's not. Finest. He's in Nashville, so he's a country musician. He's like this Jew from New Jersey that we were all like, hi, and then I met him like 5 years after he moved to Nashville. I was like, cousin Joey, and he's like, what's up, Brandon? Like, how you doing? So,
Brandon.
Brandon. Boots and everything. That was crazy. Yeah, man.
So, Stuart, I'm still trying to get a handle on it. What is your occupation?
I'm actor, comedian, stock trader. Those are the three things I do day to day.
I see. Okay. And
how's the comedy going?
How's business at this time with this whole situation with COVID and everything?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's going great. I'm in Florida, so everything's wide open.
So no change.
No change. It never stopped. Well, it did for like 2 months, but that's pretty much it.
They said, just kidding, guys. Get out of there.
When I first moved to Florida, I saw a 12-year-old smoking a cigarette, pushing a motorcycle up a sidewalk. That's how Florida is. So I didn't expect him to have the greatest COVID response. I just didn't.
That's fair.
What are you going to do? That's fair.
I didn't know you were going to say that.
First day.
What area of Florida are you in?
I'm in South Florida, kind of by Miami.
Miami. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just just north of Miami.
Sounds like where they just had that collapse of the building.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I haven't seen anything else though about it.
Really?
South side or something like that.
All right, well, everyone, I think that's my time.
I'm glad to have you on, Stuart. I'm sorry about well, it'll be highly edited. All will be well, but appreciate you. Good for the time, man.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you, Stuart.
Yeah.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming on.
Bye. We've got a person named Nico Georgiou.
Yeah.
It's going pretty swimmingly, guys. I don't know about you, but
All right. I'll.
and I tried to figure out why it takes up so much electricity, but it's too much. It's too much.
I can't understand that either. You look very rested today, Sierra. You look great.
Thank you. I did my
You
full
really do.
makeup.
Robust.
Got new makeup. Did the full face.
I can explain the energy thing if you want me to.
Okay, wait, hold on. Bless up. All right, we're getting there. Getting there. Getting there.
Basically, blockchain is like this computer system where every time
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Bless up. I love that.
amazing, man. Is your first time on the show or?
Yeah, first time on the show. Yeah.
Dope to have you, man. Really appreciate
Dope to be here. Yeah.
We're doing two crazy things right now. We got this adorable old man over here, Phines, and
You know what?
and basically we had hit on two topics. One, to start off, we're doing Kvetch, which Grandpa will explain to you, and then we got into trying to explain non-fungible tokens to a grandfather. So if you're interested in either of those two topics,
Explain.
And also, if you understand why this cryptocurrency takes so much energy, electrical energy, well, we don't understand that.
Wow, those are really big topics. those are things that like I don't even fully understand, and yeah, I'm not a grandpa.
How about this? We can backtrack. We were talking about Kvetch, Grandpa. You want to explain?
Yeah,
Kvetch?
it's a Jewish word for a complainer. So, do you have any complaints like from today or last week, or it could be national, it could be local, it could be your own personal complaints about anything and what's going on in your life?
What do you call it? Kvetch?
Kvetch is a complainer,
Kvetch.
basically. It's a Kvetch, yeah, KVETCH.
So you're Jewish, obviously.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. I love it. I wish I was Jewish. I'm trying really hard. The non-fungible. So I guess traffic today is just. I mean, I can riff on that for a little bit if you like.
Where do you live?
Well, currently I live on the road. I live in between Nashville and West California. I'm currently en route back to Los Angeles, California. After spending about a month in Nashville, visiting my family, my own grandfather, and then back to Los Angeles, where I'm a caregiver for a gentleman who's 81 years old who has no kids, no family of his own. So it's kind of a de facto kind of grandson, I guess.
Nice.
Cool.
I thought maybe you might be in some form of the entertainment world because they're both areas where you have entertainers, Nashville and LA.
Yeah, I do a lot of things. I do a lot.
Anything? Are you an actor or?
I do some. Yeah, I do some acting. I do some. I played music as a gun for hire for a lot of years in Nashville, Tennessee. Played all over the world. Had a really great time. And kind of COVID hit, and I have a small business, and I transport, install, and handle fine art. Currently, I have a that I travel around the country in, and I've kind of converted it to be somewhat of a living quarters as well as kind of a cargo bay for things like fine art, and right now there's a race motorcycle in there. It's treated like a piece of fine art. It's a big copy.
That's fine art. Art from overseas.
Yeah, exactly.
Local.
The art comes from all over. I mean, I have a network of galleries during the pandemic between Nashville and Los Angeles. So I've got a secret network of artists and galleries that I can just be like, hey, I'm rolling through. And
the reason I asked that question, I many years ago, I got involved with as a partner with a couple of fellas. They had one had kiosks in the mall for gold and silver, and the other one was an art dealer. And
sorry, did you say they were felons?
Pardon?
In the gold business? You say they were felons in the gold business?
No. I said that they had shops called the gold and silver shops, but the one guy, and then the other guy was an art dealer, and they had me stay in a room with tons of frames and just a whole room full of oil paintings that were, I think they came from out of the country, and they would, frame them and sell them in these kiosks.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time in Venice Beach, and there's some crazy stuff in Venice Beach. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, I don't know if the earthbound or otherwise. There's some weird stuff in Venice.
Nico, do you ever transport very high things that you'd be worried about people trying to steal, in your moving business, or not? It's mostly more low key.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have an insurance policy that has a cap, so I don't try to put anything that's beyond my insurance policy. and like I said, I try to I treat my business and try to kind of consider myself a bit of a trucker. I kind of have a living quarters in the van, so I'm with the art most of the time.
I only mention it because there's a super viral video that was going around of that dude who used to be a former bodyguard who these attackers. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, who was it for? I don't know. A bodyguard for people very, very famous. His profession was transporting very valuable things around, and he had a truckload of money, and attackers came and that kind of situation. I was just wondering if that was, you didn't have to deal with that kind of shit, right?
Knock on wood.
Is your life like Baby Driver? Is that?
Yes. I just jam tunes nonstop and just drive.
And just.
I don't want to know what's back there.
No.
I just want to listen to some good tunes.
How do you stay? If you're pulling 8 hours, 10 hours straight constantly, a lot of podcasts, or what's your advice?
A lot of podcasts. And actually, I don't know how you guys feel about dance music, electronic dance music or otherwise, but I've been getting into DJ sets, and each of these some sort of DJ, just nonstop DJ. An hour live, but then they record that stuff, put it on SoundCloud, and so that's good for kind of late night where I'm I kind of need a bit of a jolt,
Yeah.
Goes with the Molly.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Phines messaged in and said, "What's your opinion on UFOs?"
Define opinion here. Do I believe that they exist? Do I like the UFOs that I've encountered? Do I transport UFOs? Is that what exactly?
Let's go with the second one, and let me ask you, what fucking UFOs have you encountered?
Listen, late at night, there's no telling what you're going to encounter when you get into New Mexico, Arizona, the wide open desert. There's some weird stuff out there, but they communicate. They talk to you. It might not be audible, but I know what they're saying.
Yeah. You believe in aliens? I imagine.
Yes.
Really? Okay. What's your argument for why they've never made themselves known to us?
I don't know. I think we try to put them in in human form. Like we try to put them in like our own kind of human framework and matrix of understanding. When oftentimes I think that they are just like so far beyond us, physically, metaphysically, spiritually, cognitively. We can't understand. Maybe they've tried, but we just don't know.
Would you want to meet us? Like, we just talked about all the embarrassing shit that people keep doing around here. If I was in a spacecraft and we were cruising through the Milky Way, I would tell my wife my wife or my husband, I'd be like, honey, roll up the windows and lock the doors. This is a bad neighborhood, and just keep going through.
Turn it around. Whoa.
Absolutely. Rosie, stop. Rosie, no.
Rosie.
Why is this episode like this?
It's because the aliens are trying to talk through Rosie. They're trying to tell us that this is human.
I do think some animals have some sort of sixth sense in a way, that, like cats, for example, or something, where they're definitely there's beings that are on this earth that definitely feel things out way more than we do, whether that's extra dimensions or whatever that is, you know.
Absolutely. I mentioned.
I saw a UFO.
You did.
That was a bird, Grandpa.
No, I was like a light not from this world, like the size of the moon, and it seemed to have a mind.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, what? Please don't kill me. It was a light that just appeared by itself and then disappeared. And of course, I got to tell you that at the time, I was stoned, and I had a falling out with an ex-wife, and was very in a very upset situation. So, I don't know. Take it for that. Take it for what it's worth. I did think I saw a UFO.
Yeah, and Phines to answer, like, I guess the steep part of my question earlier. I would absolutely white glove handle a UFO if somebody paid me well to do it.
Well, the problem I have about UFOs is that everything in the universe is so far distant, and it would take so long. Supposedly, the maximum speed that anything can travel is the speed of light, and it would take, hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years to get to us even at that speed. So that kind of makes me think that it's I don't know that we'll ever really be able to identify, but maybe we will. Maybe we will. Maybe they have a different set of physics than we do.
Mm-hmm.
That takes, are we there yet to the whole other dimension?
Yeah.
Well, why is it though? It seems like there's a lot of what do they call it? It's not UFO anymore. It's unidentified aerial phenomenon, right? UAPs or something like that. There was just
why?
I don't know. It's everything's random.
Why did they change it?
They really,
because it's the military.
Like 10 times as many, right? There's been so many sightings that were just released compared to like ever before, which is very curious. Yeah,
it's weird.
I don't know. I think if aliens came, like every alien movie it ends badly, right? Because I feel like if we were to meet another, like an alien society, like how it would not end good. Like,
Bezos and Richard Branson, all those guys are putting lots of money into getting off this rock. So I wonder what do they know?
And that's the thing too.
Yeah.
Like, do you want Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Richard Branson to be Earth's ambassadors? The first thing they see when they get here is fucking Richard Branson. God.
Yeah, I was just reading where Bezos now is worth over $200 billion. That is like an incredible amount of money. Just absolutely incredible.
Right on topic. He signed something with the Pentagon. I just saw a headline. I didn't research it, but it's true, right?
Probably.
Yeah, the Pentagon pulled out a contract that they had with Microsoft, and they're giving it. Apparently, they're giving it to Amazon.
Oh, damn! Bill is gonna be pissed.
Amazon needs one money.
What's up, Phines? I know you're lagging, but
how's it going over there?
Good. I agree with what Nico was saying about earlier when he was talking about aliens and how they could be just like microorganisms, eat little tiny particles and shit out worlds, and we don't even know.
Yeah.
Communicate with us.
Or will
nor would they even...
Or we're just enormous viruses.
Maybe it's like the host.
Yeah, all of us are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I think Earth is really full of
eat, sleep, organism to the human. I think an alien may be different than that whole algorithm, and we may not.
Jesus on a crucifix, I'd be like, oh no, they kill each other. That's crazy.
Thank you.
And I'd be out from the very beginning.
Like I am not doing that.
These people are fucking weird.
Have you seen what they do to their people?
This is a possible outcome down here. See ya.
They knew that guy. They did that and they knew him.
Love that guy.
Right?
Right. Yeah, right. Do they love that guy? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm an alien. I'm smart. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, give us your top. We got another guest, I think. We still got another guest in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So give us your top 5 podcasts, bro.
Well, lately I've been listening to
not including this one.
This was chill, obviously.
Yeah.
Smart Less is a podcast with Sean Hayes and Will Arnett and Jason Bateman.
Oh wow.
Really interesting guests on. I spend a lot of time driving, and it's nice to kind of binge some podcasts. But Last Podcast on the Left is this podcast that kind of talks about aliens and talks about serial killers and talks about crazy things across American history. Like one of my favorite, it's just like a 6-part episode or a 6-part series about the Donner Party, who made their way across the country and then ended up eating each other in a strange turn of events. But that's a good one.
Wait, this is related to Jeffrey Dahmer, or these are just what?
Yeah, they do. I mean, if there's a serial killer out there that's like gaining some notoriety, they've most likely covered them. And they kind of find in a weird way, they kind of find humor in it. You know, they're all 3 very, very funny, but they cover these like really heavy and inject like some humor. So yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer, and then there's and then they do stuff that's like not even serial murderers, like Rasputin. They did a thing about Rasputin and how he was a little slimy. And then there's another podcast, Armchair Expert, that I've been listening to, Dax Shepard.
I've listened to that.
Really interesting guest. Yeah, he's great. He's really great. Guys, you guys, any podcast recommendation? You check it out.
If
Grandpa,
you just, yeah.
Grandpa, what podcast do you like?
You want me to be honest? I don't watch any of them.
What's the podcast?
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro. This has been a day. This has been a fucking day.
If you want something funny, you can listen to Why Won't You Date Me with Ashley Nicole Black.
Ooh,
it's so funny. Like, she just interviews different people and they talk about like their relationship lives and like their experiences dating. Like, it doesn't sound like something that would be interesting, but she's so funny it brings it all together. It's the whole picture. I listen to that. I really just listen to that and the read, and probably reading with Phines.
Reading with Phines.
Reading with Phines.
Oh my god.
Good shit, bro.
You know, I shouldn't say I don't listen. No, I don't listen to podcasts. I listen to video. I listen to music videos and instructional videos.
Yeah.
And,
You like to learn.
It's a fine line, right? Like, what's the difference,
podcasts. I haven't gotten into that yet.
Yeah.
I just learned about that there was such a thing as podcasts not too long ago.
Yeah, but on episode 23.
Tune in.
What was I just about? Oh, Nico, you're an actor. There's an amazing podcast called Audrey Helps Actors. Are you familiar with it?
No.
Oh, she was in Better Call Saul and Godless, and she had a lot of success, and then wanted to like give back, so she started this podcast. It's very, very, very fucking good. And anybody that is an actor or works with actors, like, it's highly recommended. She talks about like business a lot, so like actually like getting jobs and succeeding as opposed to like
check it out.
Plays.
You said reading, and the one before that was reading with Phines.
Reading with Phines, yeah.
Phines.
With Phines, not Phines.
Me.
No.
Yeah, man. We have our next guest coming up in like 2 or 3 minutes. But do you have any plugs? Any last thoughts? Anything you want to say to our listeners before you go?
Just stay safe out there. If you see any UFOs, give them my name and know that I transport all sorts of stuff, the goods, as well as celestial goods.
Discreet, won't ask questions.
Put my buds in. I'm driving.
It's over. All right.
Very nice to meet you, Nico.
Great to meet
I
you.
enjoyed your interview. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Here we go. Hi, Brandon.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Welcome
We've
to
had
the...
a fucking day, bro. Can you
Welcome
help us?
to the Infinity Train, bro.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi.
I recognize you. I know you've been on a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been on a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, several
times. Grandpa, you want to do that, Brandon? Hope we get a real.
Well, we discussed doing the Kvetch tonight. The Kvetch is a Jewish word for a complainer. So, do you have any complaints that you want to tell us about? It could be your own personal thing, or it could be something national or international. Anything you want that you are annoyed about. Complain about.
Somebody's touching the mic.
Anything that I want to complain about?
Yeah, anything that bothers you. It could be in the news. It could be something happened to you today. It could be anything.
Bro.
Okay, man, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that annoys me on my day job. I work at a call center doing customer service, so I mean, there's a ton that annoys me. So I mean, I guess anything in particular. I mean, I guess people like just want to call and just like expect me to do the impossible, you know. So it's just, like, I think sometimes like I guess I'm expected to be a magician, you know, and just be like, what do you want me to do? You know, so I was like, that just annoys me on a daily basis. I don't know if anyone else has done like customer service work. You probably know what I'm talking about if you have.
Yeah, it's good customer service. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. I mean, I know that's a bad. It's like, if I can help, I will. But it's most of the people for we can. It was like, those are vastly outweighed by the people that just want something that I can't do. It seems like.
Well, that's better than what I tried to get through to Comcast today, and all you get a recording after recording. They keep shifting you around, and you can't get to speak with anyone. It's very annoying.
Comcast.
It's nice when you can actually speak with a live person.
Yeah, ours is sometimes like I can't say like the names of the company for reasons, but they would get upset
Go
if I
ahead,
did
tell
that.
us the company name.
No. Keep your bag, Brandon. Keep your
I'm
bag.
joking.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like there's like a wait time sometimes, but you always get through to us,
Right.
unfortunately. So like, I was like, I shouldn't say this, but I was like, there's sometimes so like couldn't have the system messed up and just accidentally hung up on you or something, but there's definitely some people. But some people usually have legitimate concerns. I'm like, like I'll help you and move on. But
What's the worst customer service call you ever had?
The worst customer service call is like the things that we can't like say anything about, because I think remember when like last year when the whole like presidential election was going on, like people would call and like rant on this like for like this whatever political situation goes on, and we were like strictly told do not comment. I'm like, that must suck for you, or like it was what for something like you 100% don't agree with, like I'm tongue-tied right now. So it was horrible. 2020 was like so bad. Anything dealing with like COVID or everything, we couldn't give our personal opinions and everything. And some people, they would deliberately ask, what do you think about that? I'm like, I can't tell you. So it was, 2020 was rough.
A lot of people getting political on the phone too, like that.
Oh yeah, they do. I think some people like just like want to rant, and and it's whatever. It makes my day go by faster sometimes, because like if you can drive the call, I'm just like you're whatever. It's just when they actually like want me to interact in the conversation. Like, what do you think about that? Well, that's wrong. I'm like, I can't. No.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, we were talking about UFOs as well before you came on, and were you on our Strange Things episode? I feel like you were, right? Like weird phenomena. Almost positive.
I might have been. I don't know.
Do you believe in aliens?
I mean, I guess I think it'd be naive for me to say like there's nothing out there. Like I'm not the smartest person on the planet. Like I don't know. I will say I think like if there's aliens out there, I think like one thing I would do differently if I was a scientist looking for aliens. Whenever they're out looking for an intelligent life, they're always looking for like human life. So like you're just assuming that whatever other intelligent life would have the same requirements for life as we do. So,
Right.
and I think maybe that's why, if other planets might have slightly different conditions, if we learn anything about life, it adapts. Maybe you have life that is killed by oxygen. Maybe oxygen is toxic to them, or like maybe they don't need gravity or debris. So I think there's just so many possibilities, and I'm sure like they do want to expand. So obviously they're looking for places that we can live, but maybe you haven't found aliens because no one else is like us.
How would we even know it when we see it, right? Have you ever seen a UFO before?
I can't say I have, no.
What do you think about all the reports of like 60 UFO, whatever? I have no idea what the actual number is, but all these UFOs that have recently been reported, documented.
I mean, I think a little, some of the reports they have a little bit something else going on. Maybe they're under the influence of certain substances. But I was like, it's like some of the like I hear, I'm like, that's cool. What have you been smoking? And so like sometimes I think that's it's just always funny. Like the more wild and crazy their stories, this is like, you know what? All right, like, whatever you're on, it sounds interesting now.
Yeah, no, but there's legit military reports with like footage or documentation, like many of them where like, for example, U.S. aircraft spot something that they can't explain and it disappears randomly, or you know what I mean?
I mean, I think there's been reports on and off. Like I think then the first one like happened in the 70s or something. There's been like so happening. I think it's happened so many times. I mean, maybe I'll just rewatch the Independence Day movies just to be like get up to date. But for what to do if that happens, but
yeah, fine. You go.
What is it when you see an image on the desert?
Just to agree with him.
That's a mirage.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what they're saying, a mirage.
Yeah, it could be. I mean,
yeah. One of the problems I have with customer service is that oftentimes you'll get a query or a questionnaire after you've had customer service asking you to rate the customer service. And oftentimes I don't know which customer service call they're referring to.
So yeah, I was like, now it's interesting that you all you bring that up, because it's usually always the most recent one, and it's usually like completely randomized. So when you do that, and so now that you mentioned that, there is one thing that always like annoys me about that, is like when people like will fill out that survey. Maybe you're annoyed by the in your example. Maybe it's like, I don't like Comcast. Everything, and they fill out that bad survey like Comcast is a horrible company. What they don't realize is that it goes on that agent for, like specifically. It doesn't affect the Comcast as a whole. You're not going to bring down Comcast with a bad survey. You're just going to be like you leave that agent go like, what did I do to you?
But I just got a questionnaire today. I tried to get through to Comcast, and I got a questionnaire. How do I like the representative? I never spoke to anybody.
Yeah, some of it is like automated
so
like that, so it can be. Yeah, because I mean, I can't speak for all companies. I think ours is like if you enter your information into the system, it just automatically like, oh, you just assumed you spoke to it, and someone sends it out. So I mean, I guess that's how Comcast does it. I mean, I don't work for Comcast, so that's why I can just say that. But
the comedian Tig Notaro, I don't know if you know, you're a comedian, Brandon, but in her cancer special that she did, we said that when her mom died, they sent her mom a letter in the mail asking how her hospital visit was.
Yeah, I know who Tig Notaro is. She was like the one good thing was that recent movie Army of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
She's like the one that replaced somebody else, right?
Yeah, I think she was one of the good voices, because like I was really disappointed in that, because it was directed by Zack Snyder, and that's the only reason I watched it. And I was just like, okay, it's not. That's all I'm just. Yeah.
Did you see the Snyder cut of the Justice League?
Yeah, and that was amazing. And so.
And so things on that.
See, like I love it, and Zach, and just in case any industry professionals watch this, Zack Snyder's amazing. I'm not bashing him in any way. I'm just saying, like it's like his Army of the Dead wasn't his best work.
Nothing inspired me to watch that. I mean, I like kind of planned to, because it did come after the Snyder cut, but nothing about it, like nothing about the trailers or anything, inspired me to want to see it.
I think I saw a TikTok the other day, and basically they put them like side by side, like the original one was like Zack Snyder's cut, and basically they said like he used like a darker like color contrast and stuff to like make it more like a gritty feel. Like they put it side. I didn't even notice it until they put it side by side.
Wait, what are we talking? Which movie are we talking about?
Justice League.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the original, then Zack Snyder's cut. Like the one was like really bright, and then Snyder used like a more like darker contrast, or I don't know, whatever the official term is.
He likes that blue. He likes that kind of like high contrast blue filter kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was like, and I think it gives it was like, and now that you mention it, like it gives like an interesting, like a look to it. But I was like, I don't think it did anything major for the movie other than just like, okay.
It's like a very distinct style.
I mean, it's like, and I have my own complaints about the movie. I was like, this is like on Justice League, because I'm a really big fan of like DC and stuff, and I think I do not like their depictions of the Flash in there. It makes him look like a stupid idiot. And in everything else, he is like, he's actually pretty decent, and then he's just he's tripping over his own feet in the movie. I'm like, what? Like, really? Like, that's how you depict him. But that's just me on that movie.
I think it also hurts the film. I think it also hurts Justice League that after the 2017 movie came out, they just like had no idea what the fuck to do with the rest of like the entire DC property. Like, because the Flash movie is, I think maybe it's filming now-ish, but it was supposed to have been filming since Justice League came out. So like we're kind of missing that extra information character-wise. Like you go into the movie having seen, Batman at least once. I think Batman once, like Superman a couple times, Wonder Woman at least one time already. And so like you and the whole movie, belongs to Cyborg. And but you don't have any really information with the Flash except for the little bits that you're given.
Yeah. I
not really bringing the universe together.
And it's like the DC does so much better with their TV shows. Because I'm going to tell you, like the Flash movie you just mentioned, if I see anyone other than Grant, I'm going to be upset.
I stopped watching the Flash. I stopped after season 3, I think.
So I didn't watch the later seasons because this is so weird to people because I'm an author and I write like a lot of fantasy, but I can't stand anything to do with time travel. It's just annoys me and I don't like it. If you have a movie about time travel or whatever, I just immediately check out.
Yeah.
And I can't properly explain it other than just I just don't like it. Okay, it's weird to me.
Brandon, I may be not correct in this, but didn't you tell us in a previous podcast that you were going to come out with a movie or a book or something?
I'm writing the sequel to my first book. I'm getting so close. I would love to write movies and stuff. It was interesting. I'm also taking an acting class myself, which is why I've gotten more critical of movies. And we've had to write some scripts, and it was definitely a different experience, transitioning from writing novels to writing scripts. It did come across. They were I did get some comments this is really well written. I'm like, if you only knew what else I could do. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the name of your I've forgotten the name of the sequel or the book.
Yeah, plug it again.
Well, the first book is right here. It's called The Royal Rescue.
Okay.
Don't mind the tags. That's just my personal notes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's because that's my personal copy. And then the second book, I finally decided on the title. It's going to be called The Clash of Crowns.
Nice.
The Clash of what?
The Clash of Crowns. Because
crowns.
Yeah, I don't know. I was how much I went in. I think I'd say the main character is a guy who discovers that. Some people. I think I went into that last time I was on, and he goes more into the royal duties and he meets other members of royalty and and the people that he has to fight against. So that the title makes more sense towards the end of the book. Because I think I had to, because when I first wrote the book, it was going to be called the Phoenix Assault or something, and it didn't really make any sense other than it sounded cool to me. And so as I was writing the book, I'm so I had to step back. I was in the middle of a chapter, and I'm like, wait, how does this title connect to the book? And I'm like, it sounds cool. And then I was just yeah, I should change it. And then the Clash of Crowns came to me, and I'm like, okay, this fits, and I still like it. So
nice. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Phines, I'd love to hear the Phines has been a little bit delayed, so it's hard to speak. But I'd love whatever you're thinking about that.
Yeah. First question is. Have an adaptation of these. What of the Flash would you have play with the rest? With the rest of the crew.
Ooh, that's a good question.
So wait, I'm sorry. If I can make any adaptation of a DC,
which Flash would you put in there? There's multiple Flash
in the universe. Is
I was like.
Which one would you choose to put in the movie?
The most I didn't really get into the verse, and I didn't really I know it's based on on all the comics and stuff. So I was if I comment, I know I'm probably gonna piss off some hardcore fan or something.
Do it though.
I was just I could see it was anything to do with Grant Gustin's I love his performance as the Flash. He just brings a new life to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think they do, a really good job and everything. Because, obviously, sticking to DC, Batman The Dark Knight Rises, people still talk about the Joker. Why is the guy's name leaving me right now? Heath Ledger. Yeah, people still talk about that acting performance to this day. Mm-hmm. And So I think they do really good, and they do really good job at casting and stuff. So the only thing I haven't agreed with is Ezra Miller as the Flash, which he's a good actor in himself. Like he's also in Perks of a Wallflower. Wasn't like I love him in that. I was like, the Flash was not the right role for him.
I've never seen an actor be as good and as bad as Ezra Miller in the same person. Ezra Miller did We Need to Talk About Kevin, and it was one of the worst performances I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then Perks of Being a Wallflower, that was the first thing I ever saw. Fucking amazing. So.
Yeah, it's like I love Perks of a Wallflower because like Logan Lerman, also has him in it. He's the only thing good about the Percy Jackson movies. Because like people always like ask like why is those movies so bad, and I think what they always did is like it was based off books written by Rick Riordan. They paid him for the rights and shut him out of the process. Like you don't do that like in almost any instances. That's been that's always been good. So that's why people have always asked me like, would you be okay with your book being made into a movie? I'd be like, obviously yes, but I would insist on being part of the project. Like I like people's like, we just want to like take your book and make it into a movie. And I'm like, no, not happening. And then I guess like speaking of like acting performances, have you guys seen a Split and Glass?
It's fucking God.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I mean I know that's really dark, so I'm not going to go into like as I know it's really dark stuff and stuff.
Don't drag me back to this hellhole, Brandon.
Okay, just one because I'm only going to talk about the acting. Trust me. I will say Glass had really bad writing. That's what I will say.
He drowned in a puddle.
Wait.
I know.
He drowned in a puddle, guys.
Unbreakable is the first one, right? Is that true?
I think so. And so yeah, I guess treatment because I the only thing I touch on.
Combined to make a sequel, and Unbreakable was like the OG movie where everybody fucking loved it, and I thought it was a masterpiece. It was like the first superhero movie about like normal people. It was amazing, and Split was pretty good. But talk about what we were just talking about with Ezra Miller. I've never seen a director be so good and so bad in different movies. He has made oh my god, the movie with Jaden Smith. What was it called? After Earth.
Oh, was that him?
Single-handedly ruined Will Smith. Yeah, that was that was him.
Ain't nobody ruined Will Smith but Will Smith. But Glass is so painful.
Yeah, like I definitely agree that it was like really hard to watch because like I ended up watching with someone I know who's like an actual like therapist and stuff, and so it was just hilarious watching. She like watching the special all the psych hospitals, so she's like, that wouldn't happen, nope, that wouldn't happen. It was hilarious to me, and so that's because the reason I brought it up in the first place is James McAvoy, who plays Kevin and the guy with all the personalities. He's like, I saw that and I was like, this acting is phenomenal. It's because like, and that Glass also has Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, and for them to both be in a movie and not be the stars of it, because I think they completely got outshined by James McAvoy, who plays Charles Xavier in X-Men. So he's a good actor in his own right. But I was just like, if you can outshine two like powerhouses, I was like, that's something worth mentioning. But
I don't even know if it's outshining. It just seemed like a long exercise in how long can we make people stare at Sarah Paulson and James McAvoy. Like they didn't even give them anything to do. Like we got the one good scene at the beginning when they're trying to like track down what's his face, and then by the end of it, it turned into like X3 Last Stand.
Yeah, I would suggest so. I think that just goes back like that's not the actor's fault. That's just writing, if you ask me.
I agree.
So I mean, I'm sorry to put you through that. I just recently watched it. I had to mention it.
You just gave me PTSD, Brandon. I worked really hard to repress that.
Oh no!
I worked really hard.
We're winding towards our end, and I'm glad that we got you in early, Brandon. Beautiful. But in our last time, I'd love to do like last thoughts, Phines, Grandpa, Sierra, and Brandon.
Yeah.
Is Grandpa even here still?
Well, my last thought is
No, my
I can
computer
barely
says
hear
he's
you,
not here.
Brandon. I can hear everyone else.
Okay.
Is
Good
anybody
last
else?
thought, Grandpa.
Can you-
I hear you.
Oh, yeah. I don't hear him. My last thought is tell Grandpa hello and that I'm.
Oh, well, Phines, I'll tell you what, your sound quality's good. So I hope you can hear me okay.
Are you guys talking?
Why are you going to miss me?
Ba-doom-doosh. 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 Ba-doom-doosh.
Sounds like the McDonald's ad at the end.
Bro, wait, can Phines not hear us or what's going on?
I can't hear y'all. What? I know I can't hear Grandpa. I don't even see Grandpa. I see Sierra looking.
Can you hear me?
A little disheveled. I see Brandon. I don't know, disheveled. Other Brandon disheveled. I see a lot of disheveled folks except for Grandpa. He doesn't look disheveled because there's just a black screen.
Wait, you can't even hear Grandpa? Because we can hear Grandpa.
I literally do not like Grandpa's. It's just right here in my corner. The stream is unable to connect due to a network error. Ensure you have a stable connection and try again.
Wait. You haven't been hearing Grandpa the entire episode?
You haven't heard me?
I mean,
Can you
yeah.
hear me now?
Last time I heard him was before Brandon Templeton got on, and Grandpa disappeared.
This is crazy.
I've started a whole bunch of things in this episode.
What do you think these long silences that we were listening to somebody were?
Who is that question directed?
I guess if that be the question, that makes it embarrassing for me because that means I needed to be in the present. I think I just don't even remember being there.
Bro, Sierra, you're
long moments of silence.
I'm gonna rap. I'm gonna go last.
All right, Brandon Templeton.
I guess last thoughts is like, I mean, I don't know. I hope Sierra's okay. So I was like, I guess, I was like, I definitely am more like critical of like movies and stuff. So I was like, it was good to touch on that, and I'm not gonna say anything else because I don't want to give anyone else PTSD.
Sierra, your last thoughts.
You want my last thoughts? My last thoughts are Kvetch. You wanted a Kvetch? I have a whole Kvetch for you, okay? I had a great day today, okay? I got up almost on time. I went for a walk. None of my neighbors harassed me. No one threw their racism in my face while I was trying to just walk down the sidewalk. Got my 4 miles in. Came home. Did all my makeup. Didn't fuck up my eyeliner that much. Phines, keep it to yourself. Eyeliner almost worked out for me. All right. Got my lip liner on point. Found a shirt that fit. Recorded a bunch of shit. Edited a bunch of shit. Got some new gigs. Got some more good news. Made myself a smoothie. Didn't let the fruit flies get to my smoothie. Come on here. Everything is fucked up.
How's that?
Riverside doesn't work. Bitches show up in the middle of Indiana with no Wi-Fi. All right. Other bitches are over here bringing up fucking glass like I didn't ruin my mom's Mother's Day 3 years ago or whatever the hell it came out, trying to watch it with her when it was a trash movie, time I'll never get back. Okay? Mm-mm. We have technology to send ugly, bald billionaires to Mars. We have trains that go 200 miles an hour and don't crash. We have phones. People, the government, you can commit terror. You can commit white terror in America. the government will track your location from your telephone. They will find they will figure out who the hell you are by a 246 by 353 JPEG, and they will track you down and not arrest you because it is white terror and not regular terror. We have all the technology in the world, but we have no damn broadband, and we have Comcast and nothing else. And none of that fucking shit works. I don't even want to edit this. I just want to cut. I don't even know how to edit this. I'm going to edit it. The last several episodes of this have been so messed up. I download everybody's individual clips and I try to put it together, and then for some reason it still doesn't sync up. Why doesn't it sync up? I don't understand. Make it make sense. It's literally the same time code. It's the same length of time, but they don't sync up. How is that possible? Make it make sense. It's the same frame rate. I don't know. I don't know why the things don't work, okay? Come on, Premiere crashes. It's fine. I'll just restart it. Oh, what's that? We're out of sync again. All right, it's fine. We'll just move everything over. Now a second person's clip is out of sync with the other 5. I don't know. We'll just make it work, okay? Why? Where's the technology? Where's the broadband? Who's in charge of broadband? Which one of these baboons is supposed to be in charge of broadband? It's not Peter. Who's in charge of broadband? Is it Peter? Is it Peter Buttigieg?
So, Grandpa, you wanted your Kvetch, and I think
yeah, that was a great one. Yeah.
Who's in charge of broadband? Who's supposed to be crisscrossing the nation with basic internet? I'm tired of this.
Well, Riverside may have they may not have enough bandwidth, and that may be the problem.
Riverside needs to get it together. It's been a year. It's been 18 months. Where have you been, Riverside? I'll go back to Clean Feed. You think I won't go back to Clean Feed?
Are you serious about that?
Sierra is my favorite person on the show, and she's
mine too.
Producer, and that's the Kvetch I've been hoping for the whole episode.
I was having a great look at my eyeshadow. Look how well I did. And I put it all together. You guys ruined it. Ruined. Y'all. And Joanna. Oh my God.
And that's our show. Subscribe to our Patreon. Help us out. Find us on social media. Brandon Templeton has a new book out. I want to thank Phines, Grandpa, as always. And I think you're amazing, Sarah. I'm very grateful for all you do. And I feel you. I really felt this episode. But yeah. We'll see what happens.
Good times.
Podcasting with Grandpa Bart and Rosie, always on his shoulder. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Grandpa and Chill is brought to you by your hosts, Brandon Fox, Bart Frank, and Phines Jackson. Our producer is Sierra Doss. You can find episodes old and new on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch the show, and follow us on Twitter for behind-the-scenes moments you can't get anywhere else.